Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your WrestleMania main event. And over here, we got Terrence Stageman hailing from parts unknown, otherwise known as Toronto, Canada.
Wait, how does that
Uh,
work?
Shut up.
What?
I'm hosting here. So, and he also weighs 99 pounds and he's 5'5". And he'll be taking on the 6 foot, 350 pound man from Dubai. The guy who supposedly looks like Fluffy Gabriel. The your reigning, defending, undisputed Desire Wrestling Champion, Variety Vendor Ed.
Thank
So
you. Thank
people,
you for.
so
Thank you,
so one.
our gracious host who apparently looks like a fat AJ Styles or a fat Brad Pitt or a fat Johnny Depp.
Shut up. This is you're in my world now, bitch. But anyways, so,
So my channel.
so
So my
Terrence.
channel.
Okay, whatever. So Terrence, explain why you're gonna beat Variety Vendor and become the reigning, defending, undisputed Desire Wrestling new champion of the world. Go ahead.
I like that question, Weston. By the way, you're a great host. Here's what I'm gonna do to you. I'm gonna tell you this. Ed, he may host this channel, he may act like a big shot, but he's certainly no stage man. You know who I am? I'm the limousine riding, jet flying, and I'm the debate killing son of a gun. And all the women want to be with me. Woo! 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 And I'm gonna make all the girls cry tonight after I win the Woo! Desire Woo! Wrestling Championship.
By the way,
Bata!
I finally figured out where Ultimate Warrior's from, dude. When they say parts unknown, I think they mean Dubai, because nobody knows that place. But yeah.
Actually, I do. Because I know
All
where
right.
the women at.
So Ed, explain why you're gonna retain your title and why Terrence is worthy or not worthy to go up against you tonight.
Well, I know it's going to be a hard fought battle, but I know at the end of the day, it's going to be the same thing as always, and that's me, right on top of the world, holding
Just
up the
like your
Desire
girl
of.
was on me last
All
night.
right, all right, Terrence, you
Yeah.
ready? Ed,
Yeah.
you ready?
The world's largest love
Ed,
machine.
you
This.
ready?
I'm ready. Let's get
All
right
right,
to
let's
it.
get it on. Yeah. All right, guys. First question. This is the regular round. If you get 3 points, you win. If it's a tie or anything like that, we go on to the speed. I don't think it can be a tie when you have 5 questions. Oh well. Uh, we'll just go like that. So,
Greatest judge
so
in the
anyway,
world, right there.
we'll do the speed round. Okay, either way after. Okay. So anyway, who could have the next big mania streak? The floor is yours, Terrence, the challenger.
Wait, what? That was not
Who
part of the question.
who should have the next big mania streak?
Wait, what? That was not part of
Who
the
should?
question.
Yeah, it was. It's question one.
No, the first question was what country besides the USA, of course, deserves to host WrestleMania?
this, this show is off to a perfect start.
Do you mind copying and sending me the questions through Facebook? I forgot I
Holy
was.
shit.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my
Sorry,
god.
I,
Get
I
your
was I was reading the speed round questions. Not bad. That's why it was uneven. But yeah,
Hey. Huh.
just send me the questions on Facebook, Terrence.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Actually, I can't copy and paste. What? Can't copy and
We'll
paste it.
screenshot them and then take them. Something. Fuck. Dude, I just got an amazing fucking intro and then I fucking botch big time like this.
Oh my god. That was...
Well, it's not the first time you botched tonight. Hey!
Oh.
It's not the first time anyone's botched.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! What do you say, guys? Should we end this right now and come back in like 10 minutes?
No, dude,
No, 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 no.
give it to me.
Just, just
Dude, what a
yeah,
fucking
shit.
what a fucking pussy heel, dude. Trying to run away from the fucking fight.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I'm just giving Terrence his chance to look at the questions and everything, since you're like
I
the
already know the
greatest host of
question.
all time.
All right, Terrence. I
Yeah,
said
I already know
Facebook,
the.
but I suppose this will do. I
Yeah,
suppose.
I can't copy through Facebook for some
Weird.
reason. My phone is acting retarded.
Maybe Canada's Facebook just sucks dick. Yeah.
Or maybe you just suck dick as a host.
Oh, shut up. Go fucking die and choke on your syrup, bitch.
That's but no, no.
Uh, I think he
The
choked on
rest.
his own syrup.
Oh,
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is the greatest show ever. Ah, Desire of Wrestling. We're off to a great start.
oh, I actually found the questions. All right, so let me just resend it to.
Sorry. I tried to join back and accidentally pressed the exit button, but I'm back. Yeah.
All right,
What
all right.
country besides USA, of course, deserves to host WrestleMania? Terrence, you're the challenger. You go first.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land. It's the greatest country ever, with the greatest crowd on earth, because it's better than USA, and whatever Ed says, it's not really as relevant as
We'll explain why.
Canada.
That's the whole point. You can't just be like Canada's better. You can explain why.
Well, it is better, but here's the thing. Canada has the better crowd, and when you have a better crowd, it makes for a better show, and that you need to have a very, very live crowd. Also, whenever they do come to WrestleMania, and WrestleMania 18 2, WrestleManias that had Hulk Hogan in big matches where, really helped the show a lot. Two good, and what other pay-per-views you had in Toronto? Unforgiven. This
WrestleMania
past Survivor
18.
Series, or this past Survivor Series was a great show.
Mhm.
We had 3 nights of wrestling in one building, and yet the crowd was still live, like not bored and dead as hell. And Canada has always been known as a very bizarro town where it's much like towns nowadays are they boo the heels, they cheer the no they boo the faces and they cheer the heels and stuff like that. We invented that. We invented that kind of shit, man. We were the first, set of crowds where we were more live than the U.S. crowds or anything else. You know, and yeah, that's and plus Canada is a much more bigger market in anywhere else in the entire world besides the United States. So you got to remember that too. So yeah.
All right, Ed, your turn.
All right. I would go for I'm glad that he didn't choose this. So this is gonna be an easy run. I'm gonna
Oh,
go.
I know it. I know you're gonna choose. I can easily
Okay.
debunk this shit.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Try
You're
to
gonna choose
guess.
the UK crowd, are you?
Of course. Of course. The Wembley
Lame.
Stadium in London, England. Okay. Of course I'm gonna choose that. Okay. First off, Toronto has already hosted 2 WrestleManias. London, England, never have. And I think being the hotbed of sports, in London, I think it's perfect to have WrestleMania there. Okay, it has 90,000 seats in the Wembley Stadium. And not just that, but you can guarantee that the crowd is going to be hot for everything. You just said that Toronto is like bizarro world where they're booing the heel, they're booing the faces and cheering the heels. Didn't start there. Started in New York when they were booing Bob Backlund when he was on top for 7 years. But with that being said, I think Wembley Stadium. I think they would definitely embrace WrestleMania with open arms. Definitely, for sure. Go
At Wembley Stadium. Do you hear this guy? Wow, Wembley Stadium. You
Oh,
want to
I
go to
sure
UK?
So rebuttal time.
This guy said
Caller.
Wembley Stadium. First off, I know you brought up the whole 90K thousand shit. WWE, after breaking the record for what happened last year, they don't really need to actually having to go to a bigger crowd like that. 90K in England, and not only that, for people like us in the west side of the world, US, Canada, stuff like that, it's obviously going to affect us in terms of the time zone, and nobody wants to see that. All right. I know it's more or less convenient for those who live in the east side of the world, like Europe and all that kind of stuff. But guys like me and Weston, you know how weird it'd be if we watch WrestleMania around 2 p.m. in the afternoon? Like, what the fuck? Imagine they're watching WrestleMania 2 p.m. in the afternoon, or worse yet, maybe they'll tape WrestleMania and we have to watch the tape version like right after the live. It would just be terrible. And you talk about the crowd. Well, you gotta also remember it's a WrestleMania crowd. It's not just the people who live in England who will just watch the show. People all over the world will be coming to see and watch WrestleMania. Sure, they will do that in Canada, but Canada is a much more of a convenient city, so that way you won't have to worry about the time zones. And let's just be real, Canada's just a much better place than UK. Like how UK, Canada has a much more better atmosphere. You won't have to worry about the weather. It's in Rogers Centre, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's an indoor stadium, Wembley Stadium, cloud cover day. Ugh, f that. Screw it. Screw that. Screw it.
being that it's a worldwide phenomenon, that's
Uh-huh.
WrestleMania, and everybody's from around the world that come in there. Like you can, for sure, like if you're gonna have it at like what, no matter where it is, whether it's in the United States or Canada or wherever, you're gonna have people from around the world. But in the UK, you're guaranteed to have more than that. Okay, and 90K is just because you're like, oh, they're not looking to set records. That's exactly what the WWE is trying to do whenever they go to these stadiums, or else they'd have it in Madison Square Garden. They're not doing that. They're having it in different places in the United States, but I think they should do it in London, England, to make it more of a worldwide type of phenomenon. Exactly what it is. And not just that, you talk about the time zone thing. Okay,
Mhm.
show it earlier. Don't have to do it in like 2 a.m. Just show it earlier. You can always work around stuff like that. You can always schedule it for a different time. You don't have to show it at like 2 a.m. and let people stay up. And even if they did, people will still stay up for WrestleMania because that's how hot it is. And the next night they will watch the replays. And you're talking about, okay, maybe they're going to get spoiled or stuff like that. They're going to get spoiled either way with social media and the internet and everything. Of course, people are just going to be talking about it. Whichever way you go, if you go to freaking Wendy's, the freaking cashier is going to be like, oh, did you see what happened at WrestleMania? You're going to get spoiled either way. It's a great experience, and I think it being in London is exactly where it needs to be. Next year's WrestleMania 35, have it in Wembley Stadium for damn sure.
Correction, not 2 a.m. because that would be early in the morning. If they're gonna do host WrestleMania, it'll be 7 p.m. over there, and it'll be 2 p.m. here, and Weston will be 1 a.m. over 1 p.m. over there. And you say show it earlier, so you're saying show it earlier over there, so that means we'll be watching WrestleMania in the morning. Get real. Oh my god. Learn your facts about time zones, man. That's a huge critical issue. If it wasn't the issue, WrestleMania would have actually showed up in the UK or any part in Europe a lot more sooner uh, than it is. So that's why Canada is more convenient. It's always been. It's more
Just because
convenient.
it's more convenient
It's no,
doesn't mean it
it's
doesn't mean it's more
it's
right. It's
convenient.
Vince McMahon. took
Vince Mc,
chances with many things, okay, and this can be
but
something that he takes a
he did take
chance on,
chance.
and it will bring back a huge profit, for a WrestleMania in freaking London. It's a hot crowd, it's a hot atmosphere. It's much better than anywhere else. We've already seen it in Toronto. We've already seen it in the United States. It's time to take it worldwide. If you're going to keep it in the same place, then it's just going to be restricted to that area. It brings WrestleMania always brings everybody from around the world. Well, it's now time to take WrestleMania around the world. That's my opinion.
You can also take it around and all in Canada. Sure, they've done it a couple of times, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't come to Canada. You know, what was a lot other than Survivor Series? We haven't had a pay per view in 10 years, right? So you can't really just say, "Oh, because we didn't get a chance." That's the only reason for that. You know,
And when was
Canada's
the last
also
time you had a pay-per-view in London?
NXT Takeover London.
That
Count
that
me the
doesn't
that does
that
count.
doesn't count. Okay,
That
fine.
that,
That,
that
that that's farther than Survivor
but
Series. Survivor Series is a bigger show.
mm-hmm. Good
Yeah,
point.
that's my point. That's my point. That Survivor Series is a bigger show. It's one of the big four. Takeover, come on, it's not even a B show.
But people say
So,
Takeover is better than the main roster shows. Hmm?
and okay, then they
Uh-huh.
said Takeover London is a more. It was the card wasn't that good, but the fans made it so much better. It made it into a spectacle. Without that crowd, that show would have sucked. So, I'm just
Same with
saying. I'm
can't,
just
can't.
saying.
But as you said before, people will come all over the world. Wherever WrestleMania is going to be hosted, they will show up to WrestleMania regardless. That's what you said, right? Right?
I did say that, but it's at the
Yeah.
same time it's not about that. It's about making WrestleMania worldwide. You got to take it worldwide if you're going to keep it at Canada and the United States, which they're so close by. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just you can't. It's going to be restricted that way. You got to
Let's
take it
see.
world.
Try having, try making SummerSlam or another pay per view happen in Europe first before you talk about WrestleMania. WrestleMania is supposed to be a big deal. I don't think
SummerSlam '92. SummerSlam '92, one of the
what
biggest SummerSlam ever. With
what
the
did
with the Bulldog and the British Bulldog and Bret Hart main eventing that show. Look at
wasn't
that
was
atmosphere.
what wasn't the show taped like earlier on?
It
I
was
believe so.
taped, and it still was a success. It was the biggest SummerSlam of all time because
Different, different.
of the atmosphere and everything.
Of, well, of course, it's a different time because back then you weren't really as spoiled as much. If they were to have WrestleMania,
Come on,
in,
Bulldog, Bret
in,
Hart in the main
come on.
event over with Savage and Ultimate Warrior, and it's still a big success. Come on.
All right, here's another thing too. If you were to have WrestleMania in England or UK or whatever the hell, would you have because let's say in what was it, the 92 they did Bulldog and Brett. Bulldog was, the whole British kind of character, whatever. Would you have done the same thing today with a UK star main eventing a WrestleMania? And if
Not
so,
not really. No, I don't have to because it's a worldwide thing. WrestleMania is even bigger than SummerSlam. It's like most casual fans I talk to, they don't keep up with wrestling, but they watch WrestleMania every year. So
yeah,
that's what I'm
they
talking
watch.
about.
So you're saying WrestleMania? They watch WrestleMania every year, regardless of where it is.
Not just because of where it is, but
Mm,
okay, not just because of where. Okay, if that's the case, then it doesn't matter if it's in Toronto. So yeah, like what makes Toronto different than London?
it's just a much better place. It's just a much better place. But anyways, that's
Okay,
my final point there. A good debate.
So
Good debate. Good debate.
this is
yeah,
this is really hard right here. Both of
I
you made
know.
some really good points. There wasn't really any flaws, if any, in both of you guys' argument.
Mhm.
Ah, man. First off, I love the fact that Ed basically put over the UK crowd. He said, if you wanted to go worldwide, then you needed to go places like that. But
going to Canada is still worldwide, which is the part that kind of threw me off. Yeah, it's still on the same continent, but it's you're still going to different places, which in the end is all that
They
matters.
they've done that before. WrestleMania 18, WrestleMania
Hold
6.
on, hold on. Don't interrupt the judge.
Just
Uh,
saying.
Yeah, don't
I
interrupt the
understand.
judge.
Terrence, there were some
Hmm.
spots where he got you too. Um,
Hmm.
for example, the part where he said like they've had it there before. You know, Canada's had even though they're not totally spoiled with shows, they still received manias and all that. But again, really hard. Ah man, I'm gonna have to go not by much, like literally only by like 1% more. Uh, and again, it pains me to say this, but I'm gonna go with Terrence.
Yes.
Again,
Yes.
Ed,
Right?
it was tough. I literally had to think about it.
It's cool.
Like yeah,
Cool.
yeah, I really had to think about it. But I was like, I think Terrence won. All
All right.
right, what
Good
finishing
debate.
move
Good
would
debate.
hurt first in a real fight?
What's that?
What finishing move would hurt the worst in a real fight?
Hmm.
Oh, I got this one.
All right, go.
All right. So, you said what finishing move would be the most devastating and would hurt the most in a fight?
Well, what hurt the worst and be more realistic, like in a real fight? So, like, basically,
Oh,
what finishing move could you use in a real fight that would work and hurt the
oh yeah.
most?
Oh, easy. The pedigree. The reason why I say the pedigree is the reason why I would go with the pedigree is because it's a move that involves someone's head going through the ground, his head, his face, and usually the head is like the most precious part of your body. And let's say if you use that in a fight, let's say two kids in a playground, two kids at school fighting and like in the concrete or whatever in the playground. Imagine getting your head smashed by some kid doing a pedigree on someone. Man, you can easily break their head, break their neck, get a concussion. Uh, you can probably even kill someone based off of that too. Brain damage. And I feel like the pedigree is like the most devastating move in terms of someone hitting you in the head and stuff like that, head, face kind of thing. So for a move that tends to wreck the most precious part of your body, which is the brain, and without a brain, nothing else in your body functions. So I go with the pedigree on this one.
All right, Ed.
I'd go with the DDT. The way
Same
that you would
shit.
hook, like when you would hook, no, it's not. When you would hook a guy from his head, and you pretty much choke him out, and then drive his head to the ground. That's different. You can actually do that, but the pedigree, you gotta hook the guy's arms. You gotta hold them together, and then you would hope that you would drive him to the floor, but he could get out of it. It's pretty much easy to get out of it. Just you could maneuver your way out of it. But a DDT, dude, you're getting choked out. You're in like a front face lock, and then getting driven downwards. Come on, it's easy. A DDT would fucking kill a guy. And I believe it has happened before where a kid actually DDT'd a kid in a playground, and he was 15 years old, and he got arrested for that. So there you go, DDT.
All right,
DDT.
rebuttal. Rebuttal time.
DDT. Okay. DDT, sure. Sure. But it's not the most devastating finisher to use in a fight. The pedigree is a lot more of a finisher where no one can really get out of. Okay, someone kicks you right in the balls, hooks the guys, their arms, their head, and then boom, right there. With the DDT, sure you're choking the guy, but you can easily try to move your way out just by punching the guy in the stomach. You know what I mean? So, like, if I were to give you a front face lock, for example, sure you might be choked, but you'll probably use a way to maybe punch me in the stomach, punch me in the gut, for example, or try to move your way out of it, you know. But with a pedigree, once I hook the arms, you're done. You can't move, you know. And once I hook the arms and the head, you're just going straight down from there. Boom, right into your face. You get busted open. You'll be bleeding everywhere, brain damage, you might get killed, and that's basically it. So
Okay,
the D-
go ahead.
that's basically it. You know now.
Okay, let's put you in a scenario. You're fighting a bigger guy. Are you really gonna be able to do a pedigree on him? Like hook his arms
That
up and his
that's the same
big
the same
freaking
thing.
biceps?
Sa-
No, it's not the same thing. The
Same thing
DDT,
with the DDT. Same with the
you can hook
DDT.
his neck. You can actually
Yeah, and
hook his neck and put him in a front face lock and then drive him down with your way. But with a pedigree, how the fuck are you gonna do that? How are you going to clutch his arms into a butterfly lock and drive him down? Like, come on, that's really unrealistic. You can't really do that, But with a DDT, you're gonna spike him down on the top of his noggin. And here's another thing. How many times have you seen a pedigree being countered, and how many times have you seen a DDT countered?
oh, your DDT always get countered, man. Come on.
Not really.
DDT getting okay. You're saying that okay. Um, if a bigger guy and you're using that in a fight, okay, but you can make the same argument for a DDT. You're gonna choke the guy, but the guy, if it's a bigger guy, he can probably just lift you up while you're giving him a freaking chokehold and just throw you down that way. You
Well,
know what I
the
mean?
pedigree is even easier because you've got leverage from underneath. You're actually, taking a guy up from underneath. That's much easier than when you're actually getting choked
Yeah,
from front face lock.
the only leverage you're probably getting is just moving your head up. But even that's more or less just a slim chance because if you're putting more pressure on it, you know what I mean?
You're putting
So
pressure on the neck more than on the arms. That's much more devastating than just like, oh, I'm
same,
just gonna grab your arms and I can't hook the other one. Oh, it's too big. The freaking bicep. Ah.
the DDT can easily get countered with a bigger person than a pedigree. Yeah, it just is. If
Go
let's say
ahead,
what
Weston, make your ruling.
I'm not gonna lie, this is actually a pretty funny question. So yeah.
He's playing MLB
Especially,
right now.
especially the part where he's like, "Oh, it's too big."
That's what she said.
All right. Judgment time. Yeah, I was hearing, by the way. Fuck. Okay.
Did I tell you look great today?
No, you didn't.
Well, I did now.
All right. Who the fuck is this that just messaged me? Fucking Bernard, my friend from Australia. Dude, fuck you. Right now. Sorry. But yeah, anyway. So, oh man. So, Terrence, that is true. I love your argument where you're like, but, a DDT is basically the same thing, which technically to set it up, it is. The part where Ed had me, though, is the part where he said it's faster to hook up than a pedigree. So again, another great debate. God damn. Again, not much flaws in the argument. It really is like back and forth with a knife. Just because of the technicality, I suppose, I'll give this round to Ed Boy.
Woohoo!
All right. Cool.
Yes,
Cool.
because I do think the pedigree is harder to set up than a DDT. But yeah, it was pretty close because they both kind of have you basically need those two things to make it work, which is hook them up and make sure they're not that big of a guy. But as far as like which one's easier to put on and hit, I have to go with Ed Boy's pick. So 1-1.
All right. Cool. Good job.
Yeah. All right. All right. Here we go. Number 3. we are tied 1-1. As we all know, John Cena has yet to win the IC title. So tell me how you would book him to win it and against who?
Interesting.
Interesting, huh? I have Ed. You can go. I went the last 2 times.
Okay.
Oh my god, what a bunch of.
Um.
I'll be nice to each other. Fucking.
Well, I went twice the first 2 times, so
I know, but do you have to act all nice? Go ahead, Ed. I'm sorry. I went twice. It's like, dude, I want
you
knives
know,
to be
you know,
addressed.
you know, because of that whole booking thing, you talk about friggin' follow the Vipers. I'm just gonna go first then. Screw you.
All right, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Hey, show me some ruthless aggression.
Yeah, that ruthless aggression of an ending you did for Taker and Reigns.
You forget I'm judging, motherfucker.
my bad. All right. So the way I would book John Cena winning the Intercontinental Championship
And
is
against
that,
two.
yeah, hold on a minute. Well, Baron Corbin will win the Intercontinental Championship from Dean Ambrose at
You don't have to be
WrestleMania.
technical about it. Just saying. Just put the title ever the fuck and tell me how you want to win. John Cena can win it.
Okay, but there has to be a story. I'm just saying.
All right, whatever.
All right. So Cena would lose to Miz and Maurice, proposes to friggin' Nikki Bell, whatever, at WrestleMania. Cena's gonna take time off. I'll have him return on SmackDown in late June, June 27th, which would be 15 years of John Cena making his debut in WWE, and he will make an announcement saying that out of all the things in his career that he accomplished, the one thing he's never accomplished is that he's never fought for the Intercontinental Championship. And he challenges Baron Corbin for the Intercontinental Championship, and they wrestle. And Baron Corbin, a guy who wants to be taken seriously as a top threat in the WWE, and he I remember they had and he mentions that he would want to beat John Cena for the title. After all, the one match they did had against each other on SmackDown several months ago, he still can't really get over that loss. So there's a bit of history there. Um, and then they fight each other at the first the pay per view before SummerSlam. So like Battleground, for example, Baron Corbin gets the win with a shocking finish. Cena's devastated, and then they actually built another match at SummerSlam, and they make it where they make it where like they built it as this would be Baron Corbin versus Cena 2, and they also mentioned the fact that Cena has never won a SummerSlam match since 2010, and also he's never won the Intercontinental title as well. So by beating Corbin, it would actually end his losing streak at SummerSlam, but also have him win the Intercontinental Championship that way. And he beats Baron Corbin in a very hard fought match. And then they end the feud at the next pay per view. And I would actually have Cena the next night after winning the Intercontinental Championship. I haven't come out wearing the Champ is Here shirt, but with the Intercontinental title with this t-shirt design. Have him do the same thing with the U.S. Open Challenge, but with the Intercontinental title. He has matches with guys like Dean Ambrose, The Miz, again, who recently beat him at WrestleMania that year. He would go on a few months holding the championship until Shinsuke Nakamura challenges him for the IC title at Survivor Series, which he beats him for it. So, yeah, that's basically how I would book Cena winning the Intercontinental title.
All right, Ed Boy, batter up.
Okay, so let me get the question right. It's how would Cena win the Intercontinental title, right?
How would you book him to win the title and against two? Remember, you don't have to be technical of who he faces as long as you explain why he's
Okay.
facing him.
All right.
And it makes sense.
All right. Actually, I wanted to go with Baron Corbin, but okay, I can still work with someone else. That's fine.
You can go with the same one. It doesn't matter.
No. I want it to be fair. I want it to be like completely different.
All
right. Okay.
All right.
So I would do the draft lottery in but before SummerSlam, and I would have Braun Strowman go to SmackDown. And
Isn't he on
I would
SmackDown?
No, he's
Braun
on Raw.
Strowman. Braun Strowman's
Oh,
on
I thought you
Raw.
said I thought you said Baron Corbin for a second. I'm like, what?
No, no,
Oh
no.
yeah,
Braun
go ahead.
Strowman goes. Yeah, he goes to Raw. And at this point, he's like United States champion, and then like they take away the title from him, and they're like, "You're going to SmackDown, and U.S. title is like Raw's property," and he feels like he's getting screwed. So he goes to SummerSlam, wins the Intercontinental title as like a consolation prize. Then he starts taking out guys from the the past era where he's like, oh, I'm clearing up all the older guys. Like he would beat up Kane, beat up Big Show, Mark Henry, Randy Orton, all those guys from the previous era. He's like, now this is the new era and stuff like that. So he would be like going on this very destructive force until we go to John Cena's return, where he's still having matches with in the main event and stuff like that, but he's not getting there. He's not winning the title back. He loses to Bray Wyatt and a few times, and it's just like he's contemplating retirement. And then there's an episode of SmackDown in, I would say, January, where Cena, he vows to win the Royal Rumble, but loses in that Royal Rumble match. He gets eliminated, and he's like contemplating retirement. So on the next SmackDown, he's like, I don't know if I have what it takes anymore. So some people have been saying like I should retire, and I'm really thinking about it. And I'm thinking about starting a family with my wife, Nikki, and I don't know if I have what it takes anymore. Then Braun Strowman comes out, and he's like, oh no, you're not going to retire on your own, on your own hands. I'm going to make you retire. I'm going to take you out of the WWE. If anybody's going to replace you, it's going to be me. And then Cena's like, all right, if you want to go for it, then we'll do that. We'll do that next week. And they have their match. Braun, destroys Cena, but there's no clear winner. So this leads to Elimination Chamber, where there's this Elimination Chamber match, but it's for the Intercontinental title, and it's the main event of the show. First time the Intercontinental title been the main event of a pay-per-view, and it's the Elimination Chamber for the Intercontinental title. And Cena fights against the odds, and he wins the Intercontinental title for the very first time. And he celebrates, and he's also happy. On the next SmackDown, Braun Strowman says, congratulations, I want my rematch. And he beats the shit out of him. And this would lead to WrestleMania, where they have their rematch, and Braun goes over there, and Cena puts him over strong. So that's how I would book Cena's Intercontinental title run.
All right. Time for the pros and cons of each one of you guys' thing. Oh yeah, you guys forgot to rebuttal. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. John Cena comes back. Actually, what you said. Braun Strowman is Intercontinental Champion, going on a dominant tear. All right. Here's the thing. So you're telling me that John Cena, let's say he returns before then, feuding with Strowman, just keep losing, and losing. And then all of a sudden,
it's not really not even losing. It's just ends in a schmoz, no DQ. Double DQ.
No, I'm talking before you said that, he's contemplating retirement. He's having this losing streak per se before feuding with Strowman. So,
yeah,
okay. So you're essentially saying that after losing so many times in the main event picture, now he's contemplating on retirement, and then just for that, he's just gonna feud. Braun Strowman's gonna come out, and you say he's gonna fight for the title, and he wins the championship in an elimination chamber match for the Intercontinental title, and then he only holds it for about a month to WrestleMania just to drop it back to Strowman. It sounds like more like Cena's just winning it more or less as just a consolation prize than anything else because it's just like, okay, so I couldn't really win so many times in the main event picture, but now I'm doubting myself and let me just try winning this Intercontinental title because this guy is challenging me and shit. But he doesn't really beat him, he just wins the Elimination Chamber match. And then all of a sudden he just holds it back till he doesn't even hold it till he holds it till WrestleMania, just drops the title from there. It's the 1 month reign. Seems a little bit pointless. I feel like if you're gonna have Cena hold the Intercontinental title, say, and it's kind of the same thing what they did with Cena winning the 16th world title. It's like, oh yeah, he won the Rumble at the Royal Rumble against AJ Styles, but he just dropped the title 2 weeks later. Mm. It's basically kind of the same thing here. And if you're gonna have Cena win the championship, a championship that he's never, really held, you could have at least made it special. Maybe I would have done, like I said, the open challenge. You could add a little more prestige to it. You're basically making Cena more or less another transitional champion for the Intercontinental title, just to drop it back to Strowman at WrestleMania. Sure, it puts over the champion, but it could have just been much more of a bigger moment than just having him win in a chamber match at a big pay at a you know at a B level pay-per-view. At least with me, he wins it at SummerSlam against Baron Corbin, who did beat him in the pay-per-view before that. And you can add all these, doubt where Cena hasn't won at SummerSlam, so it adds a bit of unpredictability there. But he also didn't win the IC title as well, and you can put in a competitive match there and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's my rebuttal there.
All right. Okay. What you said, talking about making the title means much more special. You're like, okay, Cena comes out and he's like, I've never been Intercontinental Champion, so I want it. It's like, okay, I've never had deep fried sushi. It's not like it doesn't make it more special, but it's like Cena is. Let's face it. Okay, no matter how much prestige the Intercontinental title have or would have, Cena holding it is just he's too big for the championship. So
Yeah.
having him as a transitional champion makes more sense. So I have him in the main event of a pay-per-view. I have the Intercontinental title in the main event of an Elimination Chamber in an Elimination Chamber match makes it much more
Mhm.
special. Okay. And having him win the title there makes more sense because you're not really beating Strowman clean. You're still making him into a bigger deal. And him dropping it to Strowman at WrestleMania makes Strowman an even bigger deal. So it's like, okay, this guy is really, a future main eventer by him beating Cena. You did it at SummerSlam. I did it in the main event of Elimination Chamber rather than in the middle of a card of SummerSlam where it's going to be like 4 hours and you're going to have like great main events. And that's going to be like a forgettable match, but I'm having it in the main event of a show or that otherwise would be forgettable if not for this. So Cena and Braun in an Elimination Chamber match, think of all the spots, all the crazy spots, and in a memorable win for Cena to have the Intercontinental title and him having to celebrate and be like, holy shit, I won this Intercontinental title. And you can do the open challenges for like a month, leading up to WrestleMania until finally Braun Strowman dethrones the great John Cena. So yeah, and that makes much more sense. And also, Cena losing a lot, and Braun Strowman, he handpicked Cena to face. It's not like Cena won something and he was like, oh, I'm going to play politics. I'm going to face the Intercontinental Champion. It's no. Braun Strowman handpicked Cena. He's like, you're not going to retire. I'm going to make you retire. I'm going to take you out. That's the whole point. And
Okay.
it puts Braun in a marquee match and the Intercontinental title in the focal point rather than being an afterthought. So that's my opinion.
Okay, but let me get this straight. As you said in your first part of your argument, you said that whether the Intercontinental title has prestige or not, Cena holding it, or whether or not he holds it, Cena is always just going to be a much more bigger deal.
Mhm.
Okay, so what about when he won the United States title? It's the same thing, right? But guess what? The title at one point before him winning the championship, was an afterthought in a lot of ways. But when he won the championship, he actually had a lot of interest around it.
And
So
but that's wrong. That's wrong. You shouldn't have the WWE title be the secondary title to the United States title. A lot of people saw the United States title being like a big deal, but it shouldn't be that way. It should be a secondary title. It shouldn't be
but
like the
you're
main
basically
title.
but you're basically did the same thing with the Intercontinental title. So you're gonna tell me that the pay-per-view before WrestleMania, you're gonna have the Intercontinental title main event, the B show pay-per-view before WrestleMania, not the WWE title, because that's basically the same argument you're making, right? So
No,
Cena wins the Intercontinental title in the B level pay-per-view, the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, but not the WWE title. And you're saying, and you're also saying that it's a bad thing to have the mid card title be um be more of an importance in the WWE title. See, that I agree with, but you're basically doing the same thing if you're gonna have the mid card title main event, the last pay per view before WrestleMania. You know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
doing I'm not doing the same thing because I'm doing it for one pay-per-view. You're doing it for many months. We're doing the open challenge with Cena for many
Yeah,
months and giving him a long
that is
title
if
run.
that is
Yeah, you're making
with
it the
open.
secondary title, but what I'm doing is exactly what WWE did with the women's title. Remember when it main evented the show, Hell in a Cell show? Yeah, it's back on to where it was. It's not the main title. It's not main eventing every pay-per-view. That's why I'm doing it with the Intercontinental title. I'm main eventing one pay-per-view. Okay, I'm not making it the focal point for years or months, you know?
But when Cena, what if Cena were to do there? As I said, Cena's gonna do the open challenge and stuff like that. That just
Yeah.
all depends on how they book the WWE champion while he does win the championship. You know what I mean? While he is the Intercontinental champion, uh, main eventing the pay per view, a B pay per view, and you're saying that it's more better to have him the Intercontinental title be defended in a B level pay per view than mid carding SummerSlam. The Intercontinental title, whether or not it's prestigious or not, as you said, is still a mid card title. So
Mhm.
it's not really, as you said, it's not really changing its place in terms of its prestige. That's what you're saying. So you, by your logic, it doesn't really matter if it main evented a B pay per view or mid card or a pay per view. That's your logic,
I
right?
know. I'm
And
adding more prestige. I'm adding more prestige, but I'm keeping it as a secondary title. You know,
I'm
you're
basically
not
doing
you're
this.
not getting no. It's not
Uh,
like what you just said. What you just said was you're gonna and no matter what, the creative team are gonna always think of Cena as number one, no matter where in the card he is. So if you're gonna
but
have him
that's
for
what you
six
also
months,
said. That's
no. When
basically
you're gonna
technically you said.
when you're gonna have him for 6 months with the Intercontinental title, guess what? People are gonna be like, "Oh, the Intercontinental title means more than the World title," which is not the case. Which should never be the case. And what I'm doing is I'm doing a 1 month storyline, or even a 2 month storyline with the title, and having Cena take the title and then dropping it back to Braun Strowman. Guess what? Braun is now a bigger deal. He's a bigger champion, and the title means more that way, rather than okay, we're going to put the Intercontinental title for 6 months while neglecting everybody else. We're neglecting all the other workhorses, you know?
But did I
So
say he was gonna neglect everybody if Cena were to hold the belt for 3 months, not for 6? I said he was only gonna hold it for 3. And him doing the open challenges, okay, you would add a little bit more interest in terms of the IC title, But again, just like I said before, it just all depends on how they book the WWE champ. But we're not talking about that right now, okay? And also another thing too, you said you're gonna have him lose and lose and lose and lose before going
mhm.
for the Intercontinental title. So you're gonna basically make Cena a chump, a loser, doubting himself, but then he just wins the Intercontinental title just to save himself. You know,
That's the whole storyline, is that him doubting himself because he had one of the worst years in his career. Even he could even say like it was the worst year in my career, and Braun Strowman can even
repeating
say you
repeating 2012 then essentially.
like
But
repeating it but doing it better, and Braun Strowman would say that, hey, you don't have what it takes anymore. You lost last year's WrestleMania, so guess what? It's going to happen this year. You're going to lose again, and I'm going to take my title back. That's the whole story.
mhm,
Huh?
okay,
Yeah.
but here's the thing.
What's
If you're
that?
gonna have you said he's like I said, losing until he the whole doubting stuff part. Okay, but just looking at it more of a conceptual base. If you're just looking at a concept where if you have a guy losing and losing and losing, and then all of a sudden he wins the title, doesn't that make the title seem meaningless? That somehow you can lose so many times, but hey, if you win the title once,
Not when you're John Cena, and not when you're even Hulk Hogan. Remember in 2002, he lost to
uh-huh.
Triple H, and he lost to The
But that
Rock.
was the
He
but that
lost to
was when
Jericho.
he
He
was.
lost to Kurt Angle, but he still won the.
But
Dude, he lost at WrestleMania 18, and then the next month he faced Triple H for the title without winning anything, without winning a number one contenders match,
and
because he's
plus,
freaking
here's the
Hulk
thing.
Hogan. You can say the
Yeah,
same thing with
he's.
Cena.
But guess what? If you have Cena lose so many times, then someone beating Cena will not be as it won't be as special. You're gonna have the
Okay,
Chris Jericho effect.
when he won the WWE title earlier this year in the
Yeah.
Royal Rumble, did
Yep.
it make it any less special? Because he was losing to AJ a lot last
Mm-hmm.
year. Yeah,
He
was it
lost. He lost.
less special?
He lost it to a couple of times, but I didn't. But you're telling me he's gonna lose and lose and lose. Once he returns, he's gonna be in the picture, main
Dude,
event
I'm
picture.
not.
He's gonna.
I'm not saying like he's gonna lose every single week. I'm
All
just
right,
saying he's gonna
Weston.
be losing. He's gonna be losing main
Weston.
events.
Time to choose. Just time to choose. Time to
All
choose.
right.
Yeah.
I was gonna let you guys go forever. Fight forever. That was a very good
No.
question. I'm glad I got that one. I will say, Ed. Uh, I. Oh man. I think you should have been more like straightforward and to the point with yours.
Mhm.
Terrence did find a lot of great counters for your arguments, especially the one where you said you might make Cena look weak, and on top of that, you know, um, you're basically like, oh, so much said. I'm trying to remember.
You're actually playing MLB right now, aren't you?
No, actually, no. But no, like I said, there was so much said. Yeah, I also like basically the one good thing about yours is I do like how you went more in depth. Although there was a lot of parts in your argument that were easily countered by Terrence. Um, and also, I don't like again. You don't want to make Cena feel any special winning. Like I know you said you're not gonna do it every week, but the fact that he's losing a lot may make him not seem as special. If you know what I mean. Terrence, like I said, you did a great job with a lot of your counter arguments. Um, I like how you were straight to the point. There was a time when Ed had you on the ropes, which I thought Ed might get you back for. But you stayed your ground, and Terrence wins this argument.
For the record, I would have picked Baron Corbin. That was like my first choice. So.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
you went like I couldn't really like keep up with what you were saying because you were like this John Cena. Like I love how like Terrence was like more straightforward with his answer. And on top of that, like every time you try to throw a haymaker, he would counter it and then turn it into like an uppercut straight to the chin, almost like a fatality in Mortal Kombat. Like there was even a part in the argument where you said something and then Terrence came up with this good counter. I was like, I marked at it. I was like, oh shit, he's got you there, bitch. Yeah.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was gonna get demolished in this friggin' debate. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't too keen on how I would say too keen. I thought I was gonna like be 0 for 3 right now.
No, don't sell yourself short. You're a good fighter.
Yeah, you too, buddy. You too.
All right. The next question is number 4. I decided to add some comedy to these questions. So, what wrestler would make the worst babysitter?
Oh, simple Page. God damn it.
All right. Go first, Ed, since Terrence rudely interrupted.
Sorry.
Are you talking about like current wrestler or retired or
Any
what?
wrestler that ever existed that at least that I know of.
Alive or dead?
Yeah, that you could convince me would absolutely the worst babysitter, like a wrestler
Wait,
you would not trust your kid with at all.
You said any wrestler? Like in
Yep,
its
dead or
time?
alive.
Wow.
Yep, dead or
Fuck,
alive.
bro. I have another one.
Jimmy
I know.
Snuka.
No, I know what this guy's answer is gonna be, man. Holy shit.
Jimmy Snuka. Come on, the dude. Fuck. Killed his girlfriend. The dude has dementia, and the dude can like freaking outrun cops, and he doesn't feel pain when he's in full coke mode. Come on, what the fuck? He's gonna beat your kid
So you're
if he
going. So you're
misbehaves for
going
a
with Jimmy
little bit.
Snuka?
Yeah, fuck.
Oh, I'm going with Benoit. What the fuck? Benoit. You're telling me Jimmy Snuka is a lot worse than Chris Benoit? Look what he did to his own kids.
Oh shit.
That alone is him being a bad babysitter, man. Oh my god. Do I even need to explain what he did? He killed his son, he killed his wife, and then he killed himself. You can say all the friggin' the shit that's been going on in his brain, but the fact remaining is this: he probably he crippled crossface his friggin' son or stuffed his son with a friggin' pillow or whatever the fuck, and killed him. And killed his wife. You think that's a good enough babysitter? At least friggin' Jimmy Snug will probably get away with it.
That's your argument? The fact that he can get away with it? That's even worse. The fact that Benoit killed himself afterwards made it show that he had actual remorse. So maybe he'd be good with your kids rather than his own. But with Snuka,
No.
he
Snuka,
killed a girl that he
but guess
barely
what?
knew. And then
He killed
lived to tell the day for 30
one
years.
girlfriend. He killed his girlfriend, but yet his
But
children is
that's
still
all that
alive.
we know
His
of. That's all that we know of.
his children is still alive. Tamina
But
Snuka
that's
is still alive. Yeah, well, you're talking about kids.
no. But you're talking about Benoit's own now. But Snook is
Kids,
doing with
yeah,
others,
baby.
and you're talking about
Others.
the question.
One person.
Who would be bad that would babysit your own kids?
Oh,
So
Benoit.
Snuka killing someone else's kid, that makes it worse than Benoit killing his own.
Wow.
That's the worst babysitter right there.
First of all, Benoit would not even be qualified for a babysitter just by the histories. If Benoit were to apply for a job for a babysitter, it's like, so I would like to be a babysitter. Look at your credentials. So apparently you killed your own son
And you
and
killed
your
yourself?
wife.
How is he going to be in the interview if he's killed himself?
Let's just say he didn't kill himself per se, right?
But no, that was the question. That was the question. He already did it. But Snuka lived to tell the story for 30 years. So Snuka, he might be still, taking your kid.
I love this question, dude.
Who
Let's
the
take
fuck
away
came
the
up with this
regular.
question, by the way? Dude, I'm looking like right by my shoulder, and I'm looking at the Satan pretty much cheering me on.
Like, go.
Oh my god! Come on. Like, here's the thing. Okay, let's pretend that Benoit's still alive, but he did the shit that he did. Okay, minus killing himself. If he were to apply for a friggin' babysitter job, and you were to look at his credentials, he will not really. Nobody would hire this guy, right? But with Jimmy Snuka, as you said, people for 30 years didn't really know what the hell did he do. And you said you don't even know what the hell he did to begin with. So most of his shit is hidden. With Benoit, it's out of the open. So that alone, he's already a bad babysitter because nobody trusts him. So
Dude,
there you
nobody
go.
trusted Snuka. Nobody
No.
trusted.
No.
Benoit was loyal to freaking WWE, but with Snuka, the dude was so coked up and he was in so much bad shit, and the fact that he got away with it makes it even worse. Makes you think like how many connections he has that would just like get your kid into trouble and just put him through a lot of shit. At least Benoit
got away with it because of Vince.
At least Benoit got remorse enough to kill himself, and he got, strict off the records. But Snuka is still being celebrated, which is a freaking travesty. And him babysitting your kid, going down the same road.
Oh my God.
This is such a dark ass question, man.
I know, right?
Oh fuck!
What
It's
kind of
darker
sick
than
fuck?
Pikachu's asshole.
What kind of sick freak friggin' chose this question, man?
I did.
Oh shit, my bad. Sorry.
Ugh. Go figure,
Oh
right?
man, right? This is a sick question. Yeah, dude. Like I even asked OKFave a question like this on his Q&A. He's like, "God damn it, really?"
I was gonna go for Paige, but then you said alive or dead, and I was like, oh crap.
Yeah, dude. But I'm not gonna lie. I had no idea murdering was gonna get involved. Like, God damn.
I was about to go with Jerry Lawler because raping kids and rape.
I was gonna go with Steve Austin, him beating up his wife.
Oh shit.
Like it's like, God damn it, kid! What the fuck are you doing? Bam to the face.
Well, if it wasn't confirmed, it's confirmed now. Welcome to hell, boys.
Enjoy the buffet.
Astaghfirullah.
Yeah, hopefully they have good Chinese food there, though. That's the least I could ask for. God damn, man, you guys done? Because like I could hear more, but
No, that's
Should I go on? Should I go
if
on?
you guys have anything else to say it or now, or forever hold your peace.
Why?
In this case, China.
And I will easily rebuttal this. For a man
Okay.
being celebrated, at least people know the guy. Remember that.
Makes it worse.
Which makes it no. It wouldn't.
Yes, the fact that
No,
he's
it
being
wouldn't.
celebrated. At least Chris Benoit is
Yeah.
being erased from history. Snuka is still being celebrated. So yeah, it's like if you have your kids and then your wife is going to be like, oh, Jimmy Snuka, I watched you when I was growing up. As for Chris Benoit,
Yeah.
oh, you sick fuck. You know?
Yeah,
No,
you basically proved my point. You basically
You're
proved
not
my
going
point.
anywhere, my
No.
kids.
You just basically
my kids.
No, you basically proved my kid. You just oh, I'm saying prove my kid.
Prove my kid. You've got kids, Terrence?
Oh, not yet. You basically proved my point. Exactly. Once they know,
because
once
because
no,
he's
no, no, no.
being
You basically proved my
celebrated
point.
because he's being
Guess what?
celebrated.
Guess-
It's
no,
like,
no,
it's
no,
like
no.
a freaking fox that actually sneaks in. You know, it's like freaking wolf in sheep's clothing. Like he can sneak into any scenario. He's like, oh no, I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy, and then your kid's gonna be fucked up for years. As for Benoit, it's gonna be like he's gonna be there's no proven evidence that he's ever been horrible to anybody else but his freaking child and his wife.
But
So
but you're basically using that same argument what you did with Snooker. You're saying that we don't know if he done it to other people too. So
But
you
he's
basically
he
use
did
it.
it. But
No.
it's
You
proven that he's
basically
done
use
it
the same
to
argument. No,
another.
you basically use.
To a group,
No, you
to
basically use the
approve
same
another
argument
family, yeah.
here.
To another to a parents a kid. He's done it to another kid. And she was young. She was in her early.
Done it to one person who is his girlfriend.
That we
We're
know
dealing with
of,
kids
that
here.
we know
We're dealing,
of, that we know
we're
of.
dealing with we're dealing with kids here. It's even worse. It's even worse.
Well, yeah.
Kids.
Well, yeah,
They have their whole
coked up.
lives ahead of.
The dude was coked up, and he lived through the 80s and 70s where like drugs were pretty much you can get it from anywhere. As for Benoit, there's no proven evidence that he was into drugs or anything like that. Okay, the dude had what?
Wasn't he? Steroids.
Steroids is not like hardcore drugs like freaking cocaine and heroin, stuff like that. Okay, and the dude had dementia.
Still a drug.
But in comparison, no. In comparison, no. It's not the same
again,
thing.
you basically used your own point just to prove mine. You know that, right?
Triple H is on steroids. He's taking steroids now. It's not the same thing.
What does steroids have to do with anything?
Well, that's the point that you were trying to go for. It's like, steroids.
But you brought up drugs. But you brought up drugs. You brought up drugs.
I brought up hardcore drugs like cocaine and freaking heroin. That's not the same thing. No,
drugs are drugs.
No, it's not the same thing. Freaking, I can take freaking Brufen, like ibuprofen. It's not the same thing. I can take Panadol. That's drugs are the same way, but it's not hardcore drugs like I'm actually trying to say. Like
I take drugs too, and I take prescription drugs, but that doesn't make me a bad person too. But hey, you brought up the drugs part. I'm just saying though. You know.
And I'm bringing up the hardcore drugs.
Why can't we ask more questions like this? Like, this is awesome.
Like shit. You know, you just basically proved my point from earlier. You're saying that, okay, if
Not
someone were to
really.
say, like, you basically
You're
did.
yet
You
to
said
rebuttal.
the
You're yet to
the
rebuttal
whole
my point.
bro, you just used your point where you're like make the comparison, like say, hey, I know who Jimmy Snuka is, and I see you on TV and stuff. Yeah, sure, you can watch my kid. And then when they look at
Which makes
Benoit, it's
it
like, oh
worse. Yeah, which makes it worse.
no,
Like if you're not gonna let Benoit in your you're not gonna let Benoit in your
but you
house,
said,
which means that he's not gonna babysit.
but
But as for
if he
Snuka, he's gonna be like, okay, you can go ahead, but then he's gonna babysit, and it's just your kid is gonna be fucked up. So
but
there you go.
here's the thing. But here's the thing. If you won't allow Benoit in your own house, that basically defines that he's already a worse bad influence to begin with. You know,
That you know
with
of. That's the thing.
that you
Okay,
know of,
okay.
that's still, that's still,
But that's the
still.
thing. Okay. Like here's another example. Okay, like you're gonna say to some guy like who has a gun on like outside, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, let me into your house." Of course, you're gonna be like, "Oh, you're not gonna get into my house." But if a guy has a concealed weapon and you don't see it, and he gets into your house and he has a gun, what is worse?
They're still
God,
bad.
You're gonna get hurt at the end. Yeah.
this has been a great match, dude. Holy shit! Like I'm like, who am I gonna fucking choose? Like, 'cause these are both horrible piece of shit people.
Like, come on, are you gonna pick like the hard ass Samoan who can probably kill anybody with a freaking stare, or are
His
you gonna
his
pick freaking
Tamina's still
Benoit,
alive
who's,
to this day.
or are
Tamina's
you
still
gonna
alive
pick,
to this.
or are you gonna
Tamina's still.
pick Benoit with the guy with who's pretty much has the brain of a child?
I love how this debate has basically swung into like who's more evil, more willing to kill Benoit or
Here's the thing. Killing kids is a lot more devastating than killing adults. Killing is killing, but come on, damn it, he killed a kid. He had his whole life ahead of him. That's bad. End of discussion.
Snuka
Stupid
killed somebody, and then he for years got away with it.
Benoit
For
killed his
years.
kid.
But
He
he had
killed his
enough
kid.
remorse to kill himself. But as for Snuka, no, he kept going for 30 years. It's
You
like,
know why?
oh no, I didn't do it. No, no way I did it. No.
He killed the kid.
So did
The
Snuka.
kid. But
Oh
guess
my
what,
God, I don't
baby?
know who the fuck
First of all, babysitters, they babysit kids, not adults. Get that through your thick skull.
God damn.
Stupid idiot.
Last argument, there was like a lot of great counter punches by Terrence. This one, it's like split down the middle, dude. I have no idea who the fuck to go with.
Let me put it to you this way:
They're both
babysitters babysit kids.
And let me put
Benoit
it to you this
killed a
way.
kid.
In the 80s, there weren't freaking social media, YouTube, or anything like that. So of
What
course
does
you're not
that
going
have
to
to
be
do
able.
with what
You're
does that
not
have
going
to
to
do
be
with
able to
anything?
prove that. That's the reason why
What,
he's still celebrated today, is because it's so hard to prove. But as for Benoit,
what's
as soon as he did it, it was everywhere. But in the 80s, you can cover it up with a little bit of cash. So Snuka with Vince McMahon in his right pocket, of course he can get away with a lot of shit. As for Benoit, dude, he's going to be caught in the same day. So there you go.
You're just using the same argument. At the end of the
Not
day,
really.
babysitters babysit kids, and Benoit killed a kid. That's that's just common sense. It's just common sense. But anyways, Weston, who do you choose?
I don't know.
You want
Like I
to just
said,
give a tie?
I don't know, dude. They're both piece of shit people. And you guys made it worse. Oh, dude, oh my God, dude. I have to think about this. Oh, fuck. You know what? Fuck it. It's a tie. God damn.
I don't know how I would feel if I actually won this round. It was just like such a point.
You'd be like, in your face, man. My guy was even more worse than yours.
Yeah.
Dude,
And I'm
thanks you guys.
defending fucking Benoit.
I know.
So now it's 3-3. Shit.
Dude, I was legitimately like, I'm scared of those two even more than I was, dude. I'm like, shit, these guys are going dark, dude.
Well, you brought up the dark
Like,
question. Fuck.
I know, dude. But shit, I didn't know you guys were gonna take it that far. I was just who's the worst babysitter. Instead, it turned into killing people, drugs. You fucking name it.
This has been some hard fought debate, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Definitely.
dude.
Huh.
Oh my god, dude, this is high, dude. I can't, dude. Never fucking evil ass.
All right.
All right, what's the next question?
Final question. And if you guys tie on this one, there will be a speed round. What wrestler today is most likely to pull an Undertaker and make a goofy gimmick legendary?
Fuck, I got one.
Go ahead.
Okay. I would go with Chris Jericho.
I'm talking about like an up and comer, dude.
Up and comer? Okay.
Yeah, like a
Rusev.
Owen.
Is Rusev okay?
Ah, shit. I was going to go with Rusev, too. Shit. Ah, damn it. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Rusev has been proven to be a dominant heel. He's been doing a lot of comedy stuff that's been funny. If you got to watch, Southpaw Regional Wrestling, he was great in that. And the dude he's really funny in real life as well. You can, if you check out his tweets, his Instagrams and stuff like that. So he can get anything that's even goofy over. The stuff with Lana is like a cold fish. That was just this is hilarious. So yeah, I think Rusev can get anything over. Like no matter what goofy gimmick you give him, he got over the stereotypical Russian, the invader. That's something that wouldn't get over today. It's something that's so passe that would probably work in the 80s, but not any other era. But he made it work in freaking 2014. So yeah, Rusev.
All right, I'm going to go out a limb here and choose Big E. Big E from the New Day. The reason why I go with Big E is because when he's still in the New Day though, I feel like he tends to show a lot more of the more quirky, enthusiastic, comedic side of the group. He tends to, yeah, especially where he usually acts every week. He sounds a little bit perverted half the time. Actually, it's not Big E. It's basically the whole New Day, New Day stable as a whole. For the past couple of years,
You can only pick one wrestler.
only one wrestler, right? All right.
Yeah.
So if Big E were to keep everything that he's done in the New Day, and with the whole with the dance and all that kind of stuff, he'd be entertaining. Crap. Shit.
Spinning your wheels, huh?
Oh my god, I have to think here. Shit. I can't change my answer. I have to think. Yeah, Biggie because he's funny. Yeah.
That's it?
Fuck Ed.
Should I get the point now or what?
Well, no. Well, explain
Okay.
why. Don't just be like,
Fine.
because...
All right. I'll rebuttal to that. You just said that freaking Big E and the whole New Day act. Yes, keyword act with the New Day. Those are the guys that are actually making him funnier. But if he's on his own, and he did that. You remember when he was feuding with Dolph Ziggler and he was with AJ Lee and he was doing all the comedy stuff with Caitlyn? Nobody cared. Yeah, like the comedy stuff, nobody cared. Here now with the New Day, he's like the less talented of the three. And whenever he says a joke, everybody's like, "What? What did he mean by that?" As for Rusev, the dude can get anything over. The dude can be funny. He's proven that before. He can get anything that's goofy. The stuff with even the stuff in like the stuff with Jinder Mahal. He got it over, but the fans are like, but still, the dude is so talented. Why is he with this fucking jobber? So that's the reason why nobody's saying like, oh my god, Big E freaking get
Oh
away
my
from the New
god.
Day because
Oh
he has
my.
more
Oh
than
my
on
god,
his
Ed.
own than
Ed.
with the New Day.
Ed.
What?
Ed.
What?
You just lost. You know I just the biggest rebuttal I can basically use, and you just basically said that a few seconds ago. So you're telling me that Rusev is it would make a goofy character legendary, but by your point, you just said that with all the goofiness, why is he doing it? Because he's such a great, talented performer. He's talented.
Exactly.
He shouldn't be doing all the goofy stuff. So in a way, he shouldn't really be a goofy character. Am I right?
That's because
No
of
no no no
creative. That's
no
because of
no no no
creative.
no
They're
no
putting
no
him
no
in
no
that
no
spot
here
and he's
no
getting it
here
over.
no
It's like
no
Jericho on the
no
list. As for Big E,
same,
nobody's like,
same
oh my god, he needs to get away from the New Day because he's such a great single star. Nobody's saying that. Nobody even cares about Big E as part of the New Day.
but you
Nobody even.
basically
As for Rusev, people are like, "Oh my God, this guy needs more. He should be doing more stuff." And not even like nobody's even saying like he should be a main eventer. He just needs the stuff in the Southpaw Regional Wrestling, dude. He got that over as well. Everybody's like raving about his character more than anybody else. So there you go, Rusev.
Rusev is a goofy character who's supposed to be this Russian, I mean Bulgarian ass kicking machine. Yeah, and you want him to be a goofy character, and you want to make that legendary, and yet you same
It worked for
argument
Big
that you
Show.
say
It worked for
work
Big
for Big
Show.
Show, work for
Yeah,
Big
a
Show.
monster. He came in as a monster. Then he did the whole comedy thing where every week he would impersonate someone else. Everybody was laughing their asses off. The fucking showster, remember that? Where he comes out as a pimp. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, Big Show has like a different character." Rikishi, should I say more? He's like he's a fucking Samoan who kicked people in the
But
face, and then 2 years later
but
he was wearing a thong. He got that
mm-mm,
over as a dancing freak. Rusev has
but
that character that can transcend like the freaking Attitude Era.
first of all, you're talking
Big
about
no.
a big. You're talking about an era where it's the Attitude Era. You're comparing
Mhm.
someone who's been in an era, been in the company a lot more longer than Rusev, especially now with today's friggin' fan base and today's WWE, where a lot of people tend to frown upon friggin' goofy characters and want to see a guy like Rusev kick ass. At least with
Not
Big E,
really, not really.
yes,
James
no. Hear
Ellsworth
me
got
now.
over. James
But
Ellsworth got
but
over, and he's a
James
goofy
also,
character.
but James also is a freaking
But by
joke.
your point, but by your point, but by
No,
your
no,
point,
you
the fans
can't.
that took your friend upon the goofy characters. That's what you said. Come on,
You did. First of all, you didn't let me finish.
that was what you said.
First of all, you didn't let me finish. You stupid idiot. For a guy like Rusev, and you're telling for today's fan base, and as I said, you try to mimic me, which is goddamn horrible. You said, I mean, actually, I said that they tend to frown upon goofy characters, who are like Rusev. That's all I was gonna say before you rudely interrupt me. And yes, you brought up James Elder, but James Elder was a joke to begin with, right? How many times have you seen a lot of people in these groups and a lot of the fan base and stuff like that would say, "Man, we hate comedy. Why is Rusev doing this, man? All this other stuff." Rusev isn't supposed to be a goofy character. At least with Biggie and the stuff that he's done with the New Day and all that kind of stuff, he's been goofy enough. They expect him to be goofy. They expect him to be funny. He is funny. With Rusev, not so much.
It's not about
So
who's
there,
supposed to be goofy. It's about who would get
actually, it's supposed.
over.
Actually, it is.
It's about who would
It.
get over a goofy character. That was the
Of
question.
course, no,
And Rusev
no.
can get over a
Yeah,
goofy character more
yeah,
than Big E. Big E's been
that's
in that
also,
spot for a long time,
but
and he's one of the reasons why the New Day is being stale is because people don't really care about that act. And one of the biggest reasons is Big E. Whenever Xavier Woods says something, people laugh. Whenever Kofi says something, people laugh. Big E says something, crickets. Like, what the fuck? He's gyrating. Oh my god, the fucking boobs.
but do
Ugh.
people really care about Rusev's comedy too? Yeah, and plus,
Yes,
if you,
yes. Southpaw Regional Wrestling. That's
I'm
being
talking
raved
about,
about by everybody, and he's like the standout performer in that.
mm-mm,
Yes.
mm-mm.
Come on, you gotta agree with that. Come on, I'm gonna do that for all my my farmers,
First
yeah.
of all, that's not Rus. First of all, that's not Rusev. That was Big Bartholomew. All right, get that straight. Stupid
Same
idiot.
shit. Same shit,
No,
different
no,
asshole.
no, no, no. Here's the thing. No. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. And you brought up I didn't really answer the question who's it's all about who would get over. Of course, part of being over is you supposed to be funny. If you're not funny, then how you're gonna get over as a freaking comedic goofy character?
Big E's not
So
funny. Big E's not funny.
to
He
you,
was
he's not funny. No, to
as a
you, he's
single
not
star.
funny.
As a
But
single star, they tried it. They tried it as a single star against when he was feuding with Caitlyn, and they tried the goofy shit. It wasn't working. And then when he was feuding with Dolph Ziggler,
let's
it
go
wasn't
back to the
working.
Dolph Ziggler. Let's
That's
go
the
back to
reason
the
why they
Dolph.
put him in the New Day is because he works better with the faction. As for Rusev, no, he can get it over on his own.
But
New Day
look
has
at
to
the Dolph.
carry
But look at
Big
the
E
Dolph
into
Ziggler
funny
stuff.
situations.
But look at the Dolph Ziggler stuff. You're telling me the Dolph Ziggler Rusev feud was legendary? People frown
Exactly.
upon that. No, it
Exactly.
was. No,
Exactly.
it
He didn't get
wasn't.
it over. He didn't get it there. Thank you for proving my point. He didn't get it over. Rusev got everything over. Thank
No, I
you.
said no. You didn't listen. I said the Rusev
Well, that's
Ziggler
your
feud.
point. That's your point. That's your point.
That see now you're just acting stupid. Stupid. I said
Well, I was
you're
acting
telling me
with
the. First of all, I said the Rusev Ziggler feud, not the Big E Ziggler feud or lack thereof. Okay, you're telling me the Rusev Ziggler feud was legendary?
but he still got it over with a few
No, no,
segments. He
no, no,
showed a lot of
no, no.
personality. He showed a lot of personality.
It
That's what it
wasn't
was all
legendary.
about.
People said that was like the
It
worst feud
wasn't.
of the year.
Okay, what about Big E and Dolph Ziggler? Was that legendary? What legendary feud was Big E in?
It wasn't even that much of a. It wasn't even a feud to begin with.
Okay, what
So you can't
legendary
really
feud did Big E get over? What did Big E get over on his own?
New Day.
Nothing. Nothing on his own.
Weston, just go.
Well,
Screw you, Ed. I was gonna go with Rusev, man. F you, bro.
oh man, another great argument, and an entertaining one at that.
Really, a great argument. I thought. Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Shit. Both of you did
I,
great in this round, and it's so sad
I,
it basically has to end here deciding between two guys who really have done a
you don't
great
have to.
job.
You could have done the speed round.
I could, and
Mm-hmm.
I probably should, but yeah.
are we up to the fifth question or what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the fifth question.
and we're tied 3-3.
Yeah, because you tied on the last one, because both of you made Jimmy Snuka and Chris Benoit seem like evil motherfuckers.
Fuck.
Like drugs.
I should have won that question, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Would you have really been able to sleep tonight if you actually won that question?
Not really. Neither would you.
Exactly. So I'm glad we tied.
Oh my god. But I'm gonna go ahead and say, again, I'm gonna say, Terrence, you won and you're our new champion.
Holy shit!
you know,
That's fucking...
Yeah, I think Terrence did a great job against you with using Big E. You said that he can't get everything over, but Big E is probably the most over thing in wrestling right now, at least as far as WWE is concerned. And he's part of a group that is a comedy gimmick, basically, that he got over. Another thing is Rusev. You kept saying he gets everything over. He gets everything over, but sometimes Rusev can get lost in the shuffle. I felt like depends on the week. But again,
I may disagree with the judgment, but hey, you're the judge. I don't mind that. Terrence, you
It
were
was a
a
great debate.
definitely,
With
yeah. So either way, I'm fine with it. Terrence, you were a good fighter. You're actually a great fighter. You were the better man in this debate. And well, I hand over the championship to you. And now you're the new Desire of Wrestling champion. So are you going to shake my hand?
Yes. Let's fireworks. Cue the
Let's see what you
fireworks.
By the way, it's official. Now Adam is the only one to not only not get a point yet, but he's the only one to
Yeah.
never hold the title at least once.
And
I'll, I'll,
as much as it saddens me right now, I gotta say this. It's been a fun ride. Been a fun ride being the champion, and now I'm giving it to Terrence. And also, I am announcing right now that I'm officially retired from Desire of Wrestling. So
No, you're not.
making
Shut
me
the fuck
proud,
up.
guys. Yes, I am. I'm retired. I'm retiring right now, and make me proud, guys, as being the new era of Desire Wrestling.
are you
Dude,
putting?
don't be fucking Michael Jordan. It's over. Well, guys, I'm back. Hello.
Well, I'm not gonna go for a failed career in baseball, that's for sure. But yeah, so I'll be stepping back from being a competitor. But yeah, Terrence, the floor is yours. Now it's your freaking coronation.
I was actually shocked that I actually won. I was gonna lose here. I want to thank my fans. I want to thank my family. I want to thank my subscribers. They really pulled out for me, man. And I want to thank Ed. You know, he was great. And I want to thank Weston. I want to thank Adam for my motivation to be a better person. You guys did it, man. Adrian, I did it.
Sure did, buddy.
Woo!
Uh,
Give him a standing ovation.
now I can
Deserve it.
finally. Now I can say this.
Now,
Give me
twerk.
the green light, cause I'm ready to go. Oh wait, no, I'm just kidding. Now, cue the music. Damn.
Now, before we go, there's another announcement that I'm about to make, and that is,
You're gay
yes,
for me. I knew it.
we're gonna have another Desire of Wrestling debate, and that's gonna be tomorrow. Are you guys ready?
It's for the
Sure.
title.
Who's that gonna be?
Yeah. Tomorrow we're gonna have a debate, and it's gonna be the long-awaited rematch between. You know what? I'm gonna save it for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's basically me versus Weston for the belt.
Mm-mm. Not yet,
Wait,
man.
what?
You got to still have your time in the sun. Terrence, you're definitely gonna judge tomorrow. You're gonna be the judge tomorrow. But I still gotta ink in the competitors for tomorrow. So, yeah, we're gonna have another Desire of Wrestling debate tomorrow, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. Weston, cue us out.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in tonight. You guys are all sexy and wonderful. I wish I could have sex with all of you, but too bad I can't because, for starters, I'm not gay, so I don't swing that way. But you still look good.
Ah, that
For all the
rhymes.
women, you know where I'm at. Yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. And congratulations to our new champion, Terrence Stageman. That is his real name, by the way. And we will see you
Is it?
guys next time. It is in my book. And also thank you to our host, Ed, the variety vending machine. There you go. All I gotta say. Peace.
And check out our next video. We'll be talking about something else.